without a nightlight, you'll have bad dreams. Side B. I'm headed toward the stadium lights, navigating over roots and stumps with illumination from my revamped soda bottle terrarium. It rages as a fairy sex party on the end of my sword sheath. A stranger would see this and think I have some important quest to give them, maybe a valuable item to sell. I can self-deprecate, but I think I must be looking pretty fucking cool right now. Whoa. I just stepped on someone's glasses. No. An owl skull? No. It's a cassette case. Got a bunch of stickers on it. A rainbow. A robot. It has a handwritten label. Hit the bricks. Yeah, I feel like I've been hit by a brick, alright. I wonder if it'll play in this thing. Yeah, right on. It fits, and...
This is PJ Scott Blankenship, creator and director of Hit the Bricks, which is a musical audio play set in the land of Oz 100 years after Dorothy's adventures. This clip is from early on in the season, when Jessie, our main character, and her cousin Wallace discover the abandoned farm of Dorothy Gale. You can find out more at hitthebricks.com.
What is that?
That appears to be a twister! Made of snow and light?
But, is that even possible?
I don't think so, but it's happening anyway and we're just gonna have to deal with it! Find shelter!
Jessie!
I guess I'm not the only one leaving a trail of stories behind in here. There could be any number of characters slipped out of other fictions into this one, prowling in notebooks, carved on trees, manifesting in pools of bile, or in the heart of a scarecrow. Anyway, I'm saving this one for later. I bet you out there, in your own universe outside of here, could listen to it too. It becomes clear that the official military is involved with the production up ahead, evidenced by the hazard yellow heavy machinery, the neck of a drunkenly operated crane, an occasional front-end loader raking through leaves and mud. In other words, most of the people there will be boring. Too rigid. Not like those who snuck into the nesting zone of their own accord. Not to toot my own horn. But I've picked up enough from my fellow loonies in here and soldiers gone AWOL. I have enough jargon and stolen identities and acronyms to get by like I belong. The construction lights surround a clearing with a gigantic pit dug at its center. Perhaps excavated cavern is a better word, as it's over 50 feet deep. Muddy slopes zigzag to the bottom, with ladders and scaffolding to support the walls. There's a lagoon at the lowest point, shimmering a pristine shade of bird heart blue. A small sand island sits at its center, lined with conch shells, seaweed, the bones of an organism I can't identify. From the island, a single palm tree juts out of the cavern and soars above all the other arboreal behemoths that Washington State is known for. And leaned against the palm tree, an egg, reaching all the way up the pit, leathery, an embryo pulsating within.
Most species we know of give live birth. Did you know that?
A woman in a slick brown jacket with cartoon dinosaurs on her shirt is beside me, gazing into the pit. We've met before. She's the paleontologist, the one who tried to convince me the chameleons have been in hibernation for all of human history. She also saw me ingest chameleon fluid for the first time. We have never really talked about it. I'm happy to see you're alive. She's a little preoccupied, staring at an open-faced geodesic dome on the surface. Its supports are bolted to 3 trees, and inside the enclosure is the big-ass reptile I saw in Taper Man's Memory Museum, as I hesitate to call it a chameleon.
You still have the cigarettes I gave you?
I pull the pack out and slide the last one into her fingers. She lights it herself, but is willing to share. Provisions must be dwindling in the more organized sects of the war.
There's nothing funny in here, is there?
Nope. No clown dust or anything. The reptile's head is the size of a speedboat. Pink and wide-mouthed and compact, like it was designed to root out prehistoric eggs from burrows. There is an unnecessary amount of saliva pouring out of its mouth. Its legs are sunk into the ground, cemented. A towering spinal fan arcs from its back as a dazzling sail, like modern basilisk lizards or the long-dead Spinosaurus. Harpoons in its flanks secure it to the dome and trees. The thing seems drugged, maybe sleepy, ready for a bedtime story. That's a goddamn Dimetrodon, isn't it? It's one of my favorite dinosaurs.
Dimetrodons weren't dinosaurs. They lived in the Permian 100 million years before the kind of reptiles that were born, then died, then were resurrected in Jurassic Park to eat lawyers off toilets, and almost killed Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, fuck me.
You're right, though. It's a goddamn Dimetrodon. But they sure as hell weren't this big. They're more closely related to mammals than dinosaurs. Wave hello to your cousin.
Okay. Have any educated guesses as to what it's doing here? The paleontologist takes the cigarette, crosses her legs, straight-backed, heels together, then gestures with smoke as if she's holding a magic wand.
As far as I can tell, it's a joke.
You think the chameleons have a sense of humor?
I think the chameleons have a sense of everything.
She points her wand at me, then up at the trees. Bodies are smeared on tree bark above the light arrays. Dark red streaks rake up the trunks out of sight, with one clear, entrail-laden body impaled on a broken branch. A soldier on the crane is scraping flesh off the tree in order to bolt a loudspeaker to it. More speakers are hoisted around the pit's perimeter. Some are lowered into it. That's pretty metal.
That thing was guarding the cave. Smart little fucker. One of the grave cultists teamed up with it, riding on its back. Ate most of the excavation team.
I pretend my hand is a Dimetrodon mouth and nip at her. Ow. Ow.
And no, we didn't kill him. The grave. He's chained up to a tree. And no, I don't think people in the actual military are going to let you record his story.
So, she knows I'm just pretending to be a soldier. Of course she does. Hey, do you think I'm a bad person? She's staring up at the trees. Watches a severed arm fall and splat in the mud.
A bad person. This isn't kindergarten. There aren't any gold stars to hand out for behaving. Everything's gotta eat.
I've eaten some things in here that I never thought I would. I don't know if that's who I want to be.
Would it make you feel better if one day I did something worse than you've ever done? If you saw it happen, didn't want it to happen, tried to stop me, but I did it anyway? I bet that would make you feel like a good person again.
Members of the Soundless cult faction descend into the pit with trailing yellow blindfolds. They wade through the lagoon water, crawling on the sand up to the egg. They place their ears to the shell. Each Soundless has a crown of EKG monitoring equipment with cables entwined, connecting to a single box of equipment. Something between an oscillator and a seismograph. Those who have taken a vow of absolute silence are granted special powers in this place. So naturally, the military has found a way to exploit it. I saw someone who tamed a chameleon and was riding it. The lizards can be psychologically contaminated, just like everyone else in here. Let me talk to the grave. I'll figure out how he saddled up that Dimetrodon and ate your crew.
You saw the Crown Knight Bedtime.
The Crown Knight Bedtime? So, my sister has a title. A fucking pretentious one at that. How befitting. We had a brief chat. Pretty sure I know how she tamed one of them, but it won't be replicated by anyone else.
People are starting to worship her. She even has a symbol.
The paleontologist points to the Dimetrodon's spinal fan. On the dorsal sail is an image, not painted, but of genuine scale color. It is of a flaming pillow with an eye at its center, open and weeping blood. While the paleontologist talks to her superiors, I watch the Soundless licking that egg with their mute tongues, pawing at the sand, ears scraping against smooth shell, listening to genetic configurations in amniotic slush. The machine the Soundless are hooked up to prints a long readout, and from here, it seems to be a topographical map of the surrounding wilderness, with a volcano near its center. They're translating the proto-conscious thought waves of that unborn chameleon into something tangible. An equation, a map, names, Of course, the military wants to uncover how they can pry beneath space and time to puncture the microfilm of barrier that separates idea from object. I wonder what that lizard baby is dreaming of in there. What incubated memory flows through its developing notochord. I close my eyes, try to feel the ripple of its heart beating. I'm awash in sunset. Cloud explosions in the sky. A great sailboat race across the ocean. Masts trailing red flags. Hulls plowing up waves, surfing down their backsides. Sailors far out on pulpits, throwing harpoons at a migratory pod of dolphins. And then, surfacing, wide as a chain of islands, a bed. Wooden framed, a single pillow against the beams of headboard. On fire. Seawater pours off the comforter as boats list and capsize, spilling off the white sheets with flared Dacron sails. The pillowcase scrunches, then parts an eyelid, revealing a pupil, a contracting green iris, to witness sailors bobbing on swells of ocean and quilt, and the one boat still battling the dreamscape, a lone captain at its bow, holding a severed dolphin head to the sun, an offering to the mouth opened at the bed's center, gasping down spume and castaways, licking orange life preservers stuck in its teeth.
Hey.
Huh?
You ever find your dumb parrot?
Oh. No, not yet. I'm pretty sure the same guy has had it the whole war, though. I've heard a few stories.
She got an eye patch drawn on in Sharpie, right?
Yep. Good old Patches. My therapy parrot. Ex-best friend.
I heard George Washington has one. Inflatable party favor, eye patch, everything.
What? You're serious? That really, really sucks. God fucking damn it.
Forget it. Look, this grave, he is insane. More so than you're used to.
Good. The grave is lashed to a tree, with chains wrapped around his legs, arms, and torso. He looks like a character in some cyberpunk racing game. Flashy pink sunglasses, with lenses the size of Game Boys. Short dreadlocks pulled back under a folded bandana. His black jean jacket depicts an anime character having intimate sex with a tangle of tentacles. Halfway unzipped, A gold chain with a Donkey Kong pendant dangles on his chest. Black jeans, black boots, a cold-blooded badass if one were to ever walk the earth. Over 6'5", broad football pads for shoulders, hands that have clearly killed people. He's the Superbike Racer.
Peekaboo, I'll eat you.
Oh yeah? I'm pretty tasty. Heard I have that special Lucky Charm flavor.
Magically delicious, cinderblock nutritious. All of your hopes are hopelessly fictitious.
I hold out my finger, and the grave leans forward as much as he can. Chomps at me a few times. Hey, did you give your friend a name? I nod to the Dimetrodon.
That's my mother, you piece of shit. Show some respect.
Then I grab my crotch, give it a tug in the creature's direction.
You get me. You know, with that ninja toothpick on your back, you could make slush puppies out of everyone here. Open a little vendor cart. I could be the cash register. Cha-ching!
That's a tempting partnership. Don't tell him I said that. But, can I ask you a personal question? I'm out of cigarettes, so I pick up a small twig, break it in half. I put one in his mouth and one in mine. Light the ends. It's the thought that counts sometimes. I want to know what the best thing is that's happened to you in here.
Validation.
Validation of what?
That my pancakes aren't burned, friend. None of them. Ever.
The paleontologist writes on a clipboard, shaking her head. As bright as she is, I don't think she has what it takes to make it much farther in the nesting zone. Not if she keeps dismissing people like this grave. I know exactly what he means. And we've met before, me and him. The Superbike Racer saved my life. Yeah. So you don't think our world is real either. I'm with you on the griddle there. Pillow fucking perfect.
I knew this was all a dream when I saw the pillow.
The pillow? You mean one of those sleepy feather sacks? Where? The grave bites his lip. I can tell, as much as we understand each other through our shared lunacies, there will be things he knows that I can never understand.
From the bow of my boat, holding a dolphin head to the sun, sailing on the bed.
Okay, that's enough.
What? Wait, no. We're not done talking here.
Sorry, but it's nap time and feeding time
Nightlight, you'll have bad dreams.
at the same time.
You'll have bad dreams.
Which fucking get off?
Without a nightlight, you'll have bad
What the
dreams.
fuck?
Hello,
Let go.
my sweet sleeping
dreams.
child.
No, nightlight, you'll have bad
I wrote a lullaby
What are you doing?
just
You'll have bad dreams.
for
Nightlight, you'll
you.
have bad dreams.
Wake up! Now I'm gonna need you to stop wiggling. I'm gonna glue your eyeballs open.
For this place with falling
You'll have bad dreams.
the desert shines with dunes and heat.
No, stop.
Your spines are red, your hearts are blue. The dinosaurs float in blue lagoons.
Oh my god.
Queen of graves and jungle screams. Flood golden cities with blood and dreams. All tombs collapse, all maidens die. The very moment